Well, there have been a lot of Logitech G304 reviews as the mouse is pretty old now, and then there have been long-term reviews also, but this is neither one of them, as this is the longest term review. Hey everyone, Mukul here. So a lot of people have already synonymed the words double click with a bunch of Logitech mice, but I still love them, and every once in a while I try my luck with their mouse just because of the fact that most of their stuff has 2 years of replacement warranty, and my experience with RMing a lot of Logitech stuff in the past has been pretty good and brilliant. See, this is what exactly a great customer care network can do for a brand. So I bought the Logitech G304 almost a year back, and practically the Logitech G304 and the G305 are the same mouse with different colors on them. And I have been using it for work for about 7 days a week, and for gaming for about a quarter a day in the week. Yeah, this adult's life truly sucks. Physically, this is how the mouse looks now. The G logo has faded a little on the corner, and wherever I have used the mouse extensively, you can notice that those parts have become more glossy than the other parts on the body of the mouse. The feet have held their ground pretty solidly. And it's pretty clear that they can last a few good years easily if the mouse doesn't f up and dies before that. I love a good palm grip mouse, and the G304 feels a tad smaller overall for a more relaxed grip for my hand. If it was slightly wider and longer than for the dimensions of my hand, it would have been perfect. The pinky finger doesn't rest well with the sides of the mouse and kind of floats freely as I drag the mouse. The bump towards the backside of the mouse feels a bit raised for my palm area too. So all in all, a slightly larger but shorter mouse would have helped the comfort clause comfortably for my hand. I have not used the side buttons much in practice in both work and gaming, so either I am aging pretty rapidly or my thumb just doesn't like the placement even in the long run of me using the mouse. The wheel still works great and feels as tactical as the first day, and these tuck dust particles are a result of me being lazy in never cleaning it. The switches on these are the Omron D2FC, and they have a thin clicky sound. Well, the clicky sounds on the main buttons feel very average to me. They do miss that solid tactile feel and can't be compared to anything more expensive either from Logitech or any of the brands. But the advantage of being the most affordable wireless mouse from Logitech with a hero sensor underneath, well, that sold me for it for its price and made me overlook some of these other drawbacks. The hero sensor on the G304 is pretty fast, and if you aren't a gamer who is in the top 1% in the world, then you wouldn't mind how it performs for most of your gaming sessions. There are already loads of reviews here praising how fast and good the sensor is, especially at this price. But in a nutshell, playing games like Counter-Strike Go and Doom Eternal with this mouse never actually made me feel as if the speed and accuracy are not enough for the kind of gaming skill set I possess. Also, I have kept the wireless adapter pretty close to the mouse with the help of the extension cable which came with it, as I truly believe that certain things perform better when they are close to each other, except for humans, especially these days. I've used the center button mostly as a DPI shifter, and this is the only RGB component on the mouse too. It's definitely pretty handy when you can assign a specific color to each of the different DPI values. The Logitech G Hub has a butt ton of features, from customizing every key on the mouse to creating different profiles and even a set of different macro commands. But my use case is quite basic, so I have set just 2 different DPI settings, which I sometimes toggle between when I have to shift rapidly between the 2 monitors I use for work. But if you want to avoid the app running in the background all the time, then you can also make good use of the single profile onboard memory the G304 has. I personally don't use this feature much, as I don't mind the G Hub eating up some memory in the background, which is around 200 or 250 MBs, and that's because of the fact that I have somehow managed to squeeze in 64 GB of RAM in my system somehow. And also, if you're someone who prefers to use the same mouse at work and at home, then the onboard memory is going to help you a lot. But yeah, there was a time when the DPI kept changing randomly and Windows would irritate the hell out of me with these pop-ups. But then a software update later of the G Hub fixed that. Well, I'm just glad they fixed that, otherwise I was about to sue them. Also, when I wake up my system from sleep by moving the mouse, it takes around a good 4 to 6 seconds for the mouse to recognize its default DPI settings from the G Hub software. I've also noticed when the mouse is sitting idle and no one is disturbing it, then also it sometimes takes the system off from its sleep mode. So as a precaution now, whenever I know I am idling the system in sleep mode for a good amount of time, then I just make sure to switch off the mouse from the button which is on the base of it. The difference between the high performance mode and the low endurance mode, which eats up less battery, is quite apparent. In the high performance mode, the mouse can run at its maximum polling rate of 1000 Hz, but in low endurance mode, it caps up to 125, which is still okay if you do a lot of typical work and if you are someone who can get used to it. But I personally just love the feel of how the mouse works in high performance mode, even for the typical work tasks I do with the mouse. But of course, if you game a lot, then you must not insult the Logitech G304 by gaming with it in the low endurance mode. Better buy some extra spare batteries. However, the low profile can come in handy sometimes if the battery inside is near its end of life, and also if you're someone who is as lazy as me and gets scared easily when he has to go outside to buy stuff for home and or for PC. And speaking about the battery performance, the battery in high performance mode easily lasts for about 3 months when I work for almost 8 to 10 hours daily with the mouse, of course, and game for about 5 to 6 hours in a week. I said of course because I wrote that in the script for some reason. I mean, we are talking about the mouse and not my ruined jeans or something. You can also manage to put in a AAA battery inside the mouse with this adapter, and for a lot of users this has kind of helped them feel the mouse to have better weight distribution, as it gets about 8 grams lighter, I believe. But then I have never bothered to try that, because if I'm okay with the uneven weight distribution on my body, then what can a mere mouse do to fix anything for my rare gaming sessions? Also, as the mouse is wireless, that convenience alone kind of negates the little extra weight a AA battery would bring on as weight on the mice. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you really want to know if the mouse has started exhibiting any double clicking issues, and the one answer I have for that is I guess it has, but only very rarely. That's not really one answer. Well, the mouse did show double clicking issues for a day when it was about 5 months old. So to fix that, I just bumped it hard on the desk and then the problem just went away. But lately I do feel that the left button does try to double click sometimes, but that happens very rarely. So the rate at which that happens is very low right now. For example, if I use the button 100 times, then maybe I felt the double clicking behavior show for about half of the time, or just one time maybe. I know that a 0.5 to 1% failure rate doesn't look that bad, but it surely shows that the problem of double clicking is inevitable on the Logitech G304, especially as it ages more. But just because it has 2 years of warranty, my brain is still at peace. And if in case the rate at which this issue happens ever increases more, then I can bet my ass that I would make sure to get the RMA done for a replacement before the warranty expires. So yeah, overall I am pretty happy with the mouse, and except for its size, which doesn't suit me completely, but honestly that doesn't mean it won't suit a lot of other users. I just hit the light. So yeah, as I was saying, that doesn't mean that it won't suit a lot of other users and gamers around the globe. So yeah, apart from that reason, I feel pretty happy for the money I paid for the mouse. I mean, as a consumer, it's simple math for me. If the mouse works happily for 2 years within its warranty period, then investing about 1200 rupees or $15 per year for a mouse like this is a damn good investment in my opinion. I have never been lucky enough to ever own a mouse that has lasted for more than 2.5 to 3 years. So as a consumer, I bet my money on brands now which at least offer 2 years of warranty for such peripherals. So I hope you liked this longest term review, and if you did, then you can buy from the affiliate links in the description below. You can also hop onto a Discord server for more chit chat on relevant content. Stay safe humans, that's all for today. Mewbot without any wires out.